welcome to the stream. Today was supposed to be, I was going to be doing my laptop. I was going to be doing Stardew Valley, but I can't get it to run Twitch Studio and Stardew Valley together for more than like 5 minutes right now. And I did actually just put a whole bunch of junk onto my laptop recently. So I guess that makes sense, but that doesn't mean I like it. So sorry for coming on late today. Not that it looks like anyone was waiting for me or anything, but maybe y'all left. I don't know. But yeah, so instead I'm going to be making fun of Harry Potter again, because I don't have to really set anything up for that. And also I'm trying a new mic. I've actually had this mic for a really long time, but for some reason when I started streaming, I didn't think of using this mic, and I was instead using my headphone microphone, which in the last couple streams was really just wiling out on me. Like, it was doing just a bunch of shit it didn't need to be doing. All this sorts of feedback and shit. It was not good. It was honestly really terrible. And it was picking up a lot of shit in the background that didn't need to be picked up. Look, I'm noticing right now my air conditioner is on, and I can't hear that on the stream, but oh boy, could you hear it in my headphone microphones. That was the main character of my last two streams with my headphone microphones. So, I mean, go ahead and drop me a comment or a chat if you do still hear the air conditioner. I don't know, maybe I just can't hear it because I'm in the room with it. But it seems like this is probably a upgrade in quality for everybody. So if so, again, let me know, and I'll keep using this microphone going forward. And it's not even a good microphone. I bought this at Walmart, but it's better than what's in my headphones. So excuse me. So let's go ahead and just like go. Let's start reading. Oh dear. This is way zoomed in. All right, so that's too far. So where we left off, Harry was going with his family, I don't know, roommates, to the zoo, because this year, instead of taking Dudley to a hamburger restaurant or the movies, which I still think are really weird choices for people that the author really wants us to believe have money. Like, they spent like $4,000 on his gifts, and then they're like, let's go to the movies, a like $40 purchase. Like, okay. Or McDonald's or whatever, you know what I mean? It's just a weird choice. Anyway, today they're going to the relatively high bank choice of the zoo, which is also, I mean, the zoo can be pretty expensive, right? But it's the kind of thing somebody who buys a gold wristwatch for their son's 11th birthday can afford, right? Anyway, it's not like an expensive outing. They seem like the kind of people who'd go to the zoo every weekend if they wanted to. But I guess they don't. So anyway, Dudley has a big boy tantrum. He's 11 fucking years old, and he cries. But he stops when his friend comes in, because it's embarrassing as fuck to be in middle school, or entering middle school. I don't know exactly what part of the year his birthday's in. June, I would think, right? June or May, because he's around the same age as Harry. I thought, yeah, he's a little older, because Harry turns 11 shortly after this? I'm overthinking it. Let's move on. So, his friend shows up, and he immediately stops being a little bitch because, you know, that's embarrassing. And Harry gets to go to the zoo. And they arrive at the zoo, and Vernon starts convincing Harry not to be a freak, which is outside of Harry's control, but I'm warning you, he had said, putting his large purple face right up close to Harry's. I'm warning you now, boy. Any funny business, anything at all, and you'll be in that cupboard from now until Christmas. So he's going to miss the start of the fall semester? Because that's also going to get CPS called. Like, I understand the threat he's trying to make, but okie dokie. I'm not going to do anything, said Harry. Honestly. Which is kind of exactly the shit you say when you completely plan to do something. So I understand why Vernon didn't believe him, but, I don't know. Everyone's just shit. But Uncle Vernon didn't believe him. No one ever did. And, like, because the author can only imagine things in, like, really black and white terms, there's only Harry Potter, the boy who behaves perfectly and never makes any mistakes or acts like a little shit. The way, like, honestly, children just do sometimes. Like, you don't have life experience. You don't have, you know, the internal resources to stop yourself from doing socially unacceptable things sometimes as a child, you know? And it's not really the fault of a child. It's just, you know, that's what being a small, immature person is like, you know? But there's none of that. There's only Harry Potter, who is well-behaved and well-mannered and never misbehaves because he's a good, innocent cinnamon bun. Or, you know, the opposite would be Harry Potter, the boy who always misbehaves, not because he, you know, doesn't have a good home life or good resources or people who love him. No, he misbehaves purely because of his poor character. Children who have a bad day are actually just pieces of shit, and we shouldn't help them. We should make fun of them and hate them forever because, I mean, like, I don't know if you were here, but remember when the author was all upset, all pissy because a baby cried and wanted candy? A thing that babies are famous for doing. So, you know, you can't make mistakes even as a baby, if you ask this author. You can't do it. There's no such thing as being a baby and not having good manners. So, you know, the framing here is weird, because I think we're supposed to think that no one ever believing Harry was an injustice of the universe, but it also could just be like, well, because he does weird stuff, because he is weird. You know, we find out later that magical children accidentally do magic because they don't know how to not. Because, again, children do not have all the faculties that an adult has. Like, your brain doesn't even finish developing until around 24, I believe. And, like, a lot of times your body's not done developing either, with the muscle patterns and, like, the way your hair will finally be and stuff, you know? So, of course, in a world where you also have magic, you know, a baby's gonna sneeze and the crib will be a different color or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, things are gonna happen. So, of course, Harry, people around him don't believe nothing weird's gonna happen, because he doesn't even know he has magic to control at this point. So he doesn't know why shit happens. But we're just supposed to think the fact that no one believes him is a injustice of the universe, even though, like, I mean, it is in the sense that Harry can't do anything about this. But, like, those other people can't do anything about it either. They have their right to be suspicious. As we find out in, like, 3 pages, weird shit happens around Harry. Like, it's, I don't know, it's, the framing gets to me. That's all I'm saying. So, no, even in the next sentence, she qualifies it. But the problem was, strange things often happened around Harry, and it was just no good telling the Dursleys he didn't make them happen. But, like, exactly though, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Once, Aunt Petunia, tired of Harry coming back from the barber's, looking as though he hadn't been at all, which, was she not there to see them do the cutting? Whatever. Had taken a pair of kitchen scissors and cut his hair so short he was almost bald, except for his bangs, which she left to hide that horrible scar. That sounds like a very terrible haircut. Like, that looks worse, in my opinion. But they have no fashion sense, so. Dudley had laughed himself silly at Harry, who spent a sleepless night imagining school the next day, where he was already laughed at for his baggy clothes and taped glasses. No comment on how he must go to rich kid school. Next morning, however, he had gotten up to find his hair exactly as it had been before Aunt Petunia had sheared it off. He had been given a week in his cupboard for this, even though he had tried to explain that he couldn't explain how it had grown back so quickly. How do you punish a kid for growing hair? Like, How the fuck is he supposed to control that? Like, I get that it's part of them being awful, but also being in his cupboard for a week, I assume outside of meals and school, or the school wasn't interested in why he wasn't coming, or... Another time, Aunt Petunia had been trying to force him into a revolting old sweaters of Dudley's, brown with orange puffballs. And that does sound bad, but also, I mean, that sounds right for the 80s. We would look back and say it was horrible now, but that would have been fashionable, so why wouldn't he have loved it? The harder she tried to pull it over his head, the smaller it seemed to become, until finally it might have fitted a hand puppet, but certainly wouldn't fit Harry. You think she'd noticed before then that it was shrinking, but, I mean, I guess she's just a very inobservant person? Aunt Petunia had decided it must have shrunk in the wash, and to his great relief, Harry wasn't punished. She didn't notice it wasn't small, like, the ability to, ignore things is astounding in this household. On the other hand, he'd gotten into terrible trouble for being found on the roof of the school kitchens. Dudley's gang had been chasing him as usual when, as much to Harry's surprise as anyone else's, there he was sitting on the chimney. Why does the school... No, I guess it could have a chimney. No, that makes sense. It's not what I would call a chimney. It's more of like a smokestack. But yeah, I guess that's still a chimney, right? A smokestack's a chimney? Yeah, okay. The Dursleys had received a very angry letter from Harry's headmistress telling them Harry had been climbing school buildings. Yeah, I mean, because that's dangerous. How the fuck did he get down? Some of those chimneys are real fucking tall. Like, how did he get down? I would have sent a letter home too. Like, you need to stop this boy. Get him out of here. But all he tried to do, as he shouted at Uncle Vernon through the locked door of his cupboard, was jump behind the big trash cans outside the school doors. Harry supposed that wind must have caught him mid-jump. Because you know how, like, sometimes you're jumping and then the wind blows you, like, 3 stories upwards? We've all been there. I mean, I don't know what else this boy was supposed to think, but yeah. What a fucking explanation. But today, nothing was going to go wrong. It was even worth being with Dudley and Piers to be spending the day somewhere that wasn't school, his cupboard, or Mrs. Figg's cabbage-smelling living room. While he drove, Uncle Vernon complained to Aunt Petunia. He liked to complain about things. People at work, Harry, the council, Harry, the bank, and Harry were just a few of his favorite subjects. And I'm not even going to throw shade here because I am currently doing a stream complaining about, amongst other things, Harry. So... I guess me and Vernon would get along because we would at least have one topic in common. Honestly, I love complaining about work too. We're supposed to hate Vernon because he hates his job, which, relatable, you know? He hates his local government. Who doesn't, right? Local government is often full of the pettiest people. He hates the bank, which often is pretty bullshit, let's be real. And Harry, who, I mean, no child deserves to hear that about themselves, but anyone who's raised a child understands that sometimes you gotta be like, listen to what this bitch here did. Because kids, you know, they don't mean to be. But, like, having kids is like having a roommate. I was gonna say from another culture, but an adult from another culture can at least understand we don't do that here. Having kids is like having a roommate who is also an alien, and you have to explain things to them that are really obvious, you know, like, you should not lick the stove, or other people don't want to see your naked body. But unlike an adult from another culture who'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was not done here. A child will fight you on it, and they'll be like, people do want to see my naked body. I should touch the stove with my tongue, like they'll fight you on it. They'll insist that it's correct, that they should be allowed to do these awful antisocial behaviors. You know, you'll tell them we don't yell at each other in this household, and they'll be like, yes, we do. You know, so if you have ever met a parent who never has something to say about their child that's negative, if they can never be like, this bitch doesn't pick up his toys, or I can't believe, you know, my daughter was like, I don't know, an honest example, an honest example from my recent life. My daughter was following someone around and kept poking them and saying they were a Domino's pizza. And the other person said, stop, I'm not a Domino's pizza. Don't poke me like this. And then the other kid is still poking and going, you're a Domino's pizza. You're a Domino's pizza. Like, this is the shit children do. If you don't have any complaint, about your child doing some shit like that, they're lying. Like, sometimes you gotta be like, I used to take care of this little boy who would constantly throw the ball over the fence at the schoolyard when he was done playing with it. And when I was like, well, why would you do such a thing? This is so upsetting. Like, I can't get that ball now. We've lost 27 balls this month. You do this every day. And he'd be like, oh, well, I just didn't love that ball anymore, so I threw it away. Like, the logic children have, like, it doesn't, like, you gotta complain about kids sometimes, is all I'm saying. Like, kids be wildin' sometimes, and you just gotta be like, let me tell you about this bitch here. So yeah, all these complaints make sense. I'm supposed to hate Vernon for not liking bad things. But you know what? For once, Vernon Dursley was correct. Sorry. Your kids, people at work, the local government, and the bank are all terrible things. I mean, love your kids too, don't get me wrong. But like, because you love each other, you hurt each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, when your neighbor does some stupid thing, it doesn't hurt. When your kid does some stupid thing, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this kid. You know? So, like, I don't know. I can't hate Vernon Dursley for that. He's a sack of shit, and I hope he dies. Even though he's, you know, not real or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? But not because he hates the bank. Like, me too, King. Let's all hate the bank. But, like, he's bad in other ways. Like, Rowling does not understand what makes a person unlikable. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Roaring along like maniacs, the young hoodlums, he said, as a motorcycle overtook them. Which is also a reasonable thing to be mad about. Like, Rowling does not understand what makes a person unlikable. Yeah, if someone's driving dangerously, like, I understand it's legal for, if I understand it's legal in a lot of jurisdictions for motorcycles to lane share, right? Like, that's allowed. Lane sharing, you know that thing where, not lane share, lane splitting, I'm sorry. Lane splitting is legal for motorcycles, where they do that thing where they're like on the dotted line between cars to pass them. That's legal in a lot of jurisdictions. I wish it wasn't, because that's so fucking dangerous, but it's legal in a lot of places for motorcycles to do that. But it's fucking obnoxious, and I understand why people are like, oh my God, these fucking motorcycles. Because, again, Rowling does not understand what makes a person unlikable. Hold on, I need to pause this real quick, because I gotta change my setup. Like, my microphone is just in the wrong spot, and I'm straining to reach it. So, like, give me 1 second, hold on. Okay, now I'm not gonna be like reaching over everything to get to my microphone. So hopefully this still has good audio quality. And when I turn my head to cough, I'm not turning it further into the microphone. Oh my God. Hold on. Okay, my bad. My neighbors need to quit fucking smoking. Hey, Doreen, welcome. Okay, so anyway, motorcycles can be annoying. I don't know why we're supposed to hate Vernon for this. I hate Vernon for a lot of other things, but disliking motorcycles, not the one. Uncle Vernon nearly crashed into the car in front. See, he's a bad driver. That's a good reason to hate him. He turned right around into his seat and yelled at Harry. Oh no, I'm sorry, I skipped the line. I had a dream about motorcycles, said Harry, remembering suddenly. It was flying. Uncle Vernon nearly crashed into the car in front. He turned right around in his seat and yelled at Harry, his face like a gigantic beet with a mustache. Motorcycles don't fly. Like, bruh, it was a dream. Like, we know. He didn't say, one time I saw a real motorcycle flying. He said, bitch, I had a dream. Like, anti-magic moments for real, right? Like, does Vernon have dreams where only the things that happen in real life happen? Like, does he lack imagination? When he dreams, is it just a black screen? Like, this is a valid reason to hate Vernon Dursley, not because he doesn't like the bank. Dudley and Piers sniggered. I know they don't, said Harry. It was only a dream, because, you know, that's what a dream be. Oh my god, my neighbor really needs to fucking stop smoking. But he wished he hadn't said anything. Yeah, because Vernon's a fucking pill, right? If there was one thing the Dursleys hated even more than his asking questions, it was his talking about anything acting in a way it shouldn't, no matter if it was in a dream or even a cartoon. They seemed to think he might get dangerous ideas. I mean, boy, you flew up onto the chimney once. You might get dangerous ideas. Like, they don't know. They don't know where this shit's coming from any better than you do. For all they know, they think if you remember that motorcycle thing, they're about to be flying through the sky and they're terrified for their lives. I would have been like that too. I would have been like, boy, you better not put us up in the sky because I don't know how to drive this car up here. I do not. You better keep us on the ground. It was a very sunny Saturday and the zoo was crowded with families. The Dursleys bought Dudley and Piers large chocolate ice creams at the entrance, which is a bad plate. Like, you about to walk around for an hour on a sunny day. Why are you buying ice cream? Get that halfway through when you're taking a break. What the fuck? Anyway, and then, because the smiling lady in the van asked Harry what he wanted before they could hurry him away, they bought him a cheap lemon ice pop. And honestly, on a hot summer day, like, the lemon ice pop probably was a good choice. Like, a rich chocolate ice cream right as you're about to start walking around, that's not going to sit well in your stomach. Dudley and Piers are idiots for real. Harry, fuck up that lemon pop. You deserve it. It wasn't bad either, Harry thought, licking it as they watched a gorilla scratching its head who looked remarkably like Dudley, except that it wasn't blonde. And like, again, oh my god, guys, did you remember? It's been at least a page or two since we remembered that Dudley was fat. So let's just remind you, he's fat like a gorilla's fat, which is like a lot of fat. So you should hate him. You know what? Honestly, gorillas are also really strong and athletic. So are we saying Dudley's actually in pretty decent shape, or she's not a good author? Also, she's a piece of shit for hating fat people, but you know, the analogy's not great either. Harry had the best morning he'd had in a long time. He was careful to walk a little way apart from the Dursleys so that Dudley and Piers, who were starting to get bored with the animals by lunchtime, wouldn't fall back on their favorite hobby of hitting him. They ate in the zoo restaurant, which is so fucking expensive. Have you ever eaten in a zoo restaurant? Jesus fucking Christ. Last time I was there, I was at the Bronx Zoo in March, April, whenever spring break was. I don't remember. Back in the, past, recently. And, like, it was, like, $13 for, like, a hot dog. It was the most ridiculous thing I had ever seen in my life. Like, I understand now why my family was like, we brought a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You ain't buying that shit. I get it now. I understand. Like, why is that shit so expensive? It's just because you're just trapped. You can't, like, walk out to McDonald's and come back. Although, ironically, there actually was a McDonald's, like, right outside of the zoo that we went to. Better money spent. Also, because, like, my kids didn't even like the zoo food. It wasn't that good. So, anyway. Poor choice, Dursley's eating in the zoo. The pro move is to eat before you get there, and then eat after. When they did eat before, they had a big ass ice cream cone at the front of the. Anyway, who even puts ice cream at the front of the zoo? I'm thinking way too much about this improbable zoo. Maybe in England they do have ice cream at the front of the zoo. They ate at the zoo and the restaurant, and when Dudley had a tantrum because his Knickerbocker Glory didn't have enough ice cream on the top, Uncle Vernon bought him another one, and Harry was allowed to finish the first. Now, first, did he have a tantrum like he had at home, where he's, like, crying and shit? Because, like, he's a whole-ass 11-year-old boy in the zoo restaurant? That didn't embarrass him? He wasn't in, like, 6th grade and crying in the zoo, right? Because he shut the fuck up when Piers showed up, so, like... Did he get over that and be like, no, I should cry at the zoo? Just saying. Or maybe they just mean tantrum like he started telling his parents, you're fucking shit for not getting me the right ice cream. Which I would believe he did. Also, the fuck is a Knickerbocker Glory? She just put that in there like we're supposed to know what that is? Is that like a banana split? You know what? Let me Google it on my computer. Let me see. What is a Knickerbocker Glory? I don't know if I spelled that right. Let's see if Rowena made this up or what. What is a Knickerbocker Glory? A layered ice cream sundae that is served in a tall conical glass and to be eaten with a distinctive long spoon, particularly in Great Britain and Ireland. First described in the 1920s, may contain ice cream, fruit, and meringue. So it's like a sundae? It's like a parfait sundae. I can't drag this picture over, but it looks like a cross between a parfait and like a sundae from McDonald's. So, you know, imagine those things together. How much ice cream? Honestly, like that looks like a lot of food. He wanted more ice cream than that? That's a big ass. It's like the serving size is like those tall milkshake glasses. It's like 32 ounces. How did he have room for this? Anyway, Harry felt afterwards that he should have known it was all too good to last. Honestly, this is already kind of a shit day, but okay. After lunch, they went to the reptile house, which I guess is a good time. It was cool and dark in there, with lit windows all along the walls. Behind the glass, all sorts of lizards and snakes were crawling and slithering over bits of wood and stone. It's a good description of a reptile house if you've never been to one, I guess. Dudley and Piers wanted to see huge poisonous cobras and thick, man-crushing pythons. If it's a decent zoo, that'll be there, I guess. Dudley quickly found the largest snake in the place. It could have wrapped its body twice around Uncle Vernon's car and crushed it into a trash can, but at the moment it didn't look in the mood. Did the Dursleys have a small car? Did they have a small car? Because, like, that's a pretty big fucking snake. That's a big fucking snake. To crush a fucking... Like, imagine they have, like, a typical sedan, right? That's... What's that, like a 20-foot fucking snake? Like, what the... Hello? To crush a car? Like, listen... Like, 7-8-foot snakes routinely eat people in places where that happens, where there's snakes like this just roaming. But they don't crush cars. Like, what the? I think honestly, snakes sound like another thing that Rowena just didn't feel like going to the library and reading a single book about. She just said some shit that sounded good. Like, yeah, this snake could crush a car or whatever. Who gives a shit? I feel like that's where we're at right now. At the moment, it didn't look in the mood. In fact, it was fast asleep. Dudley stood with his nose pressed against the glass, staring at the glistening brown coils. You know, putting your nose against the glass really hits different after 2020, don't it? Who wants to put their mucous membranes right up against a public surface anymore, am I right? Why don't you lick that shit too, my boy? Like, go ahead, get all the illnesses. Make it move, he whined at his father. Uncle Vernon tapped on the glass, but the snake didn't budge. Guy, like, the snake is the size of a building, apparently. Tapping on the glass is not going to impress him. Actually, I don't know this snake's gender. My bad. It's not going to impress the snake. Do it again, Dudley ordered. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. When we say tantrum, I think he's doing this shit. This is the big boy tantrum. Where he goes, Dad, do it or I'll punch you. Uncle Vernon rapped the glass smartly with his knuckles, but the snake just snoozed on. You think you're the first bitch to come up here and tap on this glass? The snake deals with it all day. At this point, the snake's basically deaf. I don't give a fuck about you. He's sleeping. This is boring, Dudley moaned. He shuffled away. I mean, to be fair, the zoo's not really an exciting place. You're just there to be like, huh, an animal. It's not an action park. They should have took him to an action park. Harry moved in front of the tank and looked intently at the snake. He wouldn't have been surprised if it had died of boredom itself. No company except stupid people drumming their fingers on the glass, trying to disturb it all day long. Well, also, snakes are solitary. They don't hang out in the jungle and, like, chat with other snakes. They just kind of be a single snake until mating season, I guess. It was worse than having a cupboard as a bedroom, where the only visitor was Aunt Petunia hammering on the door to wake you up. At least he got to visit the rest of the house. And that's true. A lot of these animals in these, like, reptile enclosures and stuff, their habitat is way too small. I agree with that. Like, zoos are already on shaky ground ethically, right? Like, if they're kind of like a conservation thing, where if you stand in the right place, you get the opportunity to perhaps see an animal, then that's fine. But, like, the ones where it's just a house where there's no real room for the animals to live their natural lives, that's just jail, right? We're just putting animals in jail for no reason. And that's not acceptable. So I agree with this. Rowena made an accidental correct opinion. The snake suddenly opened its beady eyes. Slowly, very slowly. It raised its head until its eyes were on a level with Harry's. This is not a thing snakes do, so... Anyway. It winked. They also don't wink. Harry stared. Then he looked quickly around to see if anyone was watching. They weren't, because why would they? He looked back at the snake and winked too. Harry is definitely having a mental health moment right now. You good? Okay. You're imagining a snake winking at you. But I'm sorry, it's actually a magic moment. The snake jerked its head towards Uncle Vernon and Dudley, then raised its eyes to the ceiling. It gave Harry a look that said quite plainly, I get that all the time. How did the snake know, before Harry ever said anything, that he could talk to snakes? That's my question. Because Harry can talk to snakes. It's established in the next, like, paragraph or whatever. Harry is a person who can talk to snakes. He's a snake talker. Whatever. A parcel mouth. But you know what I mean. But how did the snake know? Like, you can't look at a person and be like, that person speaks, I don't know, French. You can guess based on, like, geography and ethnicity, but you don't look at a person and be like, finally, a person who can speak Malaysian with me. Actually, Malaysian, maybe. No, you still can't tell if they can or not. People are from all kinds of places. So, like, how did the snake... I don't know. I guess this is just one of those magic moments. I know, Harry murmured through the glass, though he wasn't sure the snake could hear him. It must be really annoying. Now imagine this from the outside. He's hissing at the window. If no one was watching, they're probably watching now at the boy who's hissing at the snake. He's like that, did any of you go to school, like elementary school, with one of those kids who either it was like a horse girl or one of those wolf kids or like a cat boy, where like they just full-time role played being that animal? I mean, I'm sure a lot of them were furries, but not all of them, right? Harry's that kid in this moment. He's RPing snake life at the zoo. And I'm sure a lot of people were giving him the side eye like, oh God, there's that kid. What, Dorita-reen? What? Anyway, the sign of your car, what about the sign of your car? What about it? The one from your friend's street, right? What happened to it? Your sister says she needs your car. Well, no, she doesn't. How about that? She doesn't need it to get a driver's test and took it, but there's a sign in the... Well, now, oh, hey, you're off the hook. No, your sister stole that sign. You're good. How dare your sister steal that street sign? What a bitch. Doesn't she know people need to know where they are? Yeah, you're fine. No, it's okay. Dorito, she stole it. It wasn't you. If she asks where that sign comes from, you just got to be like, oh, I don't know. You're telling me there's a big ass sign in my car? You have no idea where that sign came from, Dorito. I'm telling you. You don't know. Was your car broken into last night? Your car may have been broken into last night. Was it locked when your sister got to it? That's the game you gotta play. I'm pretty sure your car was broken into last night, or your sister took that sign. And how dare she try to say you stole the sign? What's she doing, on her way to a driver's test and stealing street signs? She doesn't deserve a driver's license. How fucking dare she? Here we go. I got your excuse. I'm real good. Listen, I had to lie for a lot of shit. A lot of shit I didn't do and I had to lie about. But there was some shit I did do and I got out of it because I know how to lie. Just be like, I don't know what are you talking about? A big ass street sign in my car? Are you sure? I'm telling you, if you pull that energy off, it's obvious. Look, it's going to be so obvious you stole this sign, right? Everyone's going to know. Gaslight the fuck out of her. Gaslight her. Be like, no, I don't know. What are you talking about? There's a big ass, what? A sign? From where? Who put that there? She's going to be like you, and you just be like, of course I didn't. Get angry. Never admit. Never back down. Just be like, oh my God, where did this fucking shit come from? Oh my God, who did this? My mom's a goody and will absolutely be so annoying about it because she's like, it's illegal. Well, but yeah, stream. You know what? This is more important than Harry Potter. Whatever. Oh, I see Ghost Summers entered the chat. Excuse me. But yeah, no. I'm telling you, just tell your mom you have no idea how that got there. Who? How? Gaslighting is absolutely the correct answer. I agree, Ghost Summers. That's all you can do. What? How did this sign fucking get there? Oh my God, a villain broke into my car last night to frame me for this crime. I cannot believe. What the fuck? Really? That's what happened? That's what you got to do. You can't admit to it. The instant you admit to it, you lose. So you just never admit to it. Isn't that basically what your mom does anyway, Dorito? Pull like your mom. Be like, I always did the right thing. Why, you said you had the sign? Don't say it. You gotta lie. Right. How could this have happened? How could this happen to me? I made no mistakes. I'm totally right. Somebody framed me for this. That's what you gotta play. Totally flip that song. You ain't never made a mistake in your whole life. You've never made a mistake in your life, Dorito. Yeah, how could this have happened? Wow, it's so who could possibly have seen this coming? Really, a street sign from the street one of my friends lives on? What a coincidence. I can't imagine. Right, how'd that sign get there? It doesn't make sense. I mean, listen, just because my friend lives on that street doesn't mean I was there when that sign was missing. You got to think like a defense lawyer. You got to think, if we were in court right now, what would I say to the judge to try and make the jury a little bit unsure if I did this? Just be like, look, just because I happen to be at that street all the time, and just because I was there recently, and just because that sign only went missing after I was there recently, doesn't mean it's my fault. Like, who knows who did this? The fact that it's in my car, circumstantial at best. I mean, maybe because I was there recently, my car was the nearest by to hide these stolen items as someone was fleeing the police. So, I mean... Also, Ghost Summers, are you a mod? Oh no, that crown is for Prime Gaming. You have Prime Gaming. Now I get it. I should make both of you mods though. Let me see. How do I make you a mod? Not that anyone ever comes in here and does anything, but like, how do I mod people? That's not it. That's not it. There we go. Here you go, Ghost Summers. You're a mod now. And Dorito is about to be a mod. There you go. You get a sword now. Fuck yeah. Here, Dorito, you also get a sword. There you go. Now you guys can ban each other and stuff. Nope, you can't, because Dorito is also a mod, actually. You guys both deserve it for doing crimes outside of my stream. You guys now duel to the death. But yeah, because you guys know what a crime is offline, you'll be able to spot crimes in my stream. Oh my god, Dorito, that emote came out so cute. I love it. Oh, look at Draco. But yeah, anyway, you've never seen a crime happen in real life ever. Who knows where that sign came from? If your mom wants to give you some shit about it, be like, look, I don't know what happened. Honestly, hold on. Honestly, here's what you need to do. Since your mom accused you of doing drugs recently, you need to ask if she's okay and ask if she's been doing drugs recently, because where the fuck did these signs come from? Not you. You were sober all night, so it definitely wasn't you. Just send that energy back to your mom. Be like, look, have you been in the sauce recently? Like, are you drinking? Like, is it coke? Like, do you do mushrooms? Like, what is your problem? Right, yeah. No, Dorito Rain has never done anything wrong in her whole life. She's a perfect cinnamon roll, and I don't know what anyone's talking about. Her mother, on the other hand, I think might be on mushrooms or something, because what the fuck is she talking about? Absolutely turn it around. Do you know how many times I accused my parents of doing drugs? It helps that they did, first of all. It helps that they absolutely did drugs, but, I mean, just send that shit back. Be like, no, not me, maybe you. Why do you know so much about drugs, mom? Right? How dare Dorito Reen's mom get wasted like last night or the night before, whatever it was, steal that sign and then put it in Dorito Reen's car? What a fucking night she had. Oh my god. It's terrible. You've never, honestly, like, real talk, I don't believe you ever have done anything that unexcusable. Even the street sign, I mean, I don't have it in my possession anymore. As far as the cops are concerned, I'm lying right now. But, like, I stole a street sign once. It was right after Hurricane Wilma. It was, like, on the road. And I was like, I mean, I may as well take this. It was, like, the street... Or no, it wasn't after Hurricane Wilma. This was while I was living in a different city in Florida. Not the one where I was at in Wilma. It was, like, 4 or 5 years later. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I've stolen a sign before. Who gives a shit? Yeah, exactly. See, that sign needed to go anyway. It was just going to be trash. Now you have nice decor for your house. So, you know, right. Yeah, who are you hurting? They were just going to melt it down and make a new sign. So, whatever. Yeah, exactly. So if your mom wants to say some shit, you were recycling? This was found art. Okay? You're an artist. And you found art, and you're making a 3D installation out of it in your room. The 3D installation is the sign, but it doesn't matter. It's found art. You're finding beauty in the natural world. In this case, the naturally man-made world, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, well, if it was just on the floor, at this point, yeah, reduce, reuse, recycle. That's where we're at. You did them a favor. They don't have to take that to the dump anymore. How's your mom going to get upset that you were helping save money for the city? Like, you were saving the local government money. Her taxes are about to go down thanks to you. So, you're welcome, mother. Like, what else? You were a concerned citizen helping clean up the streets. So, I don't know where she gets off acting upset. She can calm down. Does she want higher taxes? Ask her if she wants higher taxes. Because you were doing oh my god, I can't talk. You were doing a good job out there helping. Okay. It's an art dispo to display how lost we are as displayed by a lost... Exactly. See? You just wrote the little index card you're going to put right next to it. Right. It's we as a society, as people, are lost. And Dorito Reen found us. And if your mother doesn't understand that, she simply may be uncultured. She may have to consider that she has no culture if she can't respect the artistic message you're sending. And also, as Ghost Summer says, you're now getting hired by the city. So, also, Ghost Summers, do you want me to just say Ghost, or also Dorito Reen? What should I be calling you? I'm just, while we're getting chatty. Since I guess, fuck this snake in Harry... I mean, not literally, but, forget this snake in Harry Potter that was upset with the Dursleys. But whatever is fine. That's not the question I asked you, but okay. I asked you to make a stand, but I'll just do what I want. It's fine. I basically do it. Please, yeah, I'm not gonna fuck the snake. I mean, we've already established the snake is like 20 foot long, so I don't think that's really like advisable. It says earlier this snake could crush a car. Like, that's not pretty much any name. Dorito-reen, don't say that, because then I mean, never say that, because like slurs are any name, and I'm definitely not doing this. Anyway, so anyway, this boa constrictor apparently can like crush a car, and that's not a thing snakes can do. I mean, maybe I'm just really ignorant about snakes, right? But I don't think so. I had zoo books as a kid, so I don't think I'm ignorant about snakes. Calls you tree, right? Exactly. I guess I might stick with Dorito, because I don't know, that Dorito-reen part on the end, I always feel like I'm doing something wrong there. I also feel like Harry was maybe a little dumb. Here's the problem, though. The person describing the snake is not Harry, so people still call you Dorothy. I don't know why anyone would call you Dorothy. Like, I don't know that reference, but if you ever want to share that on or off stream. Oh, also, I see I have a new follow from Cauldron of Stardust. It did not show me that yesterday, but it's showing me that today. So, Cauldron of Stardust, if you're currently here, hello, thank you for following. I'm not sure what about this stream enticed you to press the follow button, but thank you for doing so. I appreciate you. But yeah, it's not... It's from the old Supercorp server. Oh, I wasn't there, so I'm just gonna... She had Dorothy from Wizard of Oz as her icon. Why did you... I don't know. People are allowed to do things. I feel like there was a joke to that, but maybe not. It started as a Kansas pick, but you're not from Kansas, right? And then Dorothy. Is there a joke? Oh, because of Supercorp. I get it now. I get the connection. No, stop. Don't. No, I get it. That's where they are. I'm not that stupid. I watched Smallville once. People are not allowed to do things. I'm going to do it anyway, Ghost. Sorry. I'm going to do stuff, and I'm going to allow people to do stuff. You know what? You're not allowed to do stuff, Ghost. That's what it is. You know what else is not allowed to do stuff? This fucking snake, because it's in jail. Earlier, I was talking about how zoos are jail for animals. So... This snake has been arrested for the crime of being humongous. Wildly, your icon is unrelated to it being Kansas where Supercorp happens. So what was the... Because you're gay? Or what's the... Dorito, what is the joke? I'm really stupid. You have to spell it out for me. I'm so dumb. Previously, we were making fun of the Kansas, Arkansas vine. Who the... Hold on. Someone in my apartment just jumped or dropped something so loudly it vibrated my floor. What are my neighbors doing? They need to chill the fuck out. Anyway, previously we were making fun of the Kansas, Arkansas vine, and I changed my pic to a deep fried picture of Kansas. I guess I missed that vine. How am I so chronically online and I don't know these jokes? Is it because I'm old? Ghost Summers, stop fucking jumping in my apartment. It's startling. I'm on the 7th floor. If this shit goes down, I'm fucked. Anyway, wow, my brain really just said forget everything. So I'm gonna keep reading, I guess, unless you guys have some comments. You're in my walls. Ghost Summer, get out. There's already too many rats in there. Bruno vibes, actually. Are you Bruno? Holy shit. Read my fortune. Tell me what I'm going to do in 5 years. Oh, you haven't watched that movie. You're not going to get that reference. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway. Come back when you've watched children's entertainment. Hold on, I got to open a thing. Should I mute for this? Too late. I asked it way too late. What's tasty? What are you talking about? Are you eating the rats? What? You're on TikTok, you 100% get the reference? Okay, good. All right. Yeah, TikTok had a big moment with Encanto, didn't they? They really did. People were having some wild theories about shit, too. about like who was gay and who wasn't gay. Pro tip, they were all gay. I'm pretty confident they were all gay except for Abuela, who was not gay, and it was a problem. Making more Draco emotes? Do it. Fuck yeah, I can't wait to see them. Oh my god, my foot's falling asleep. Okay, let's keep reading for a minute because we've gotten so far off stream. This just went from bullying established author Coanne, whatever her name. I've never remembered if her name is Joanne or Joanna, the author, but it doesn't matter because I've just started calling her anything I want. Like maybe she's Josephina. Who knows? Who gives a fuck? No one cares about this woman's feelings because she doesn't care about other people's feelings. Yeah, let's continue bullying her because it's gone from a stream bullying her to just like bullying you guys for not watching the same media I do, I guess. I don't know. So let's move on. So is it Joanne? Yeah, I don't really care. Josephine is fine. It has the same first two letters. And that's all she only cares about two letters anyway, whether it's two X's or two Y's. So who really cares what she thinks about the rest of the letters of her name? I only care about the first two. So me when Jojo. That's too many letters, Dorito. You can't just have extra letters and expect society to respect you. You can only be respected by society if you are someone that Josephine respects. So how are you how can you expect Josephine to really understand who you are as a, she doesn't even have to understand who you are as a person, to just see you as a person. She can't do it. It's a weakness particular to Josephine and her friends. You win society? Absolutely. I don't know what the K stands for either. I think the K just stands for I wanted another letter. That's my theory, and I'm not going to Google it, so. Right, the K doesn't stand for anything, Dorito. I agree. It's just JR seemed weird. I mean, maybe she wanted to pull like a full J.R.R. Tolkien thing, and the editor was like, no, but you can have one K. Anyway, so the snake is somehow able to tell Harry can speak the same language of it. They told her no one would buy the book if it was just J. Rowling. Right, they gotta have that extra letter so it sounds like she knows what she's doing. She's got enough names to be worth reading. Actually, I think her middle name might be Catherine, but I don't know if that's an actual fact or if I'm just making that up because she seems like the exact kind of white woman who would have the middle name Catherine spelled with a K. But anyway. Just kidding, Rowling. Right? That's what I always thought for like a long time. JK, I was Rowling that night. JK was Rowling the whole time she was writing these books, and that's why they came out this way. Sorry, guys. She didn't mean to be like that. Anyway, so that's why she thinks this snake can tell who can speak to snakes. So, the snake nodded vigorously. Where do you come from, anyway? Harry asked. Which, I mean, it says a lot that that's one of the things Josephine thought is a good introductory sentence for meeting someone. You're hanging out in the same place. Someone behaves antisocially by, for instance, rapping on the glass of a zoo exhibit, and you two lock eyes. One of you rolls your eyes. The other goes, "Ugh, I know, right?" And then the next sentence is, "So where are you from anyway?" And not like, like recently, but like, where are you really from? Like, what's your heritage? Like, she's asking a racist fucking question. In the first volley back to you, you're like, so are you like Brazilian or like, what the fuck is this question? Dorito says, hate crime moments. I love how it's established that all snakes are magical somehow because this random ass snake just knew. Right, that's what I'm saying. How did this snake just fucking knew? Harry, listen, everyone in this book, at any moment there's an opportunity for someone to do an ism, they do it immediately. It's so fucking weird, Ghost. It's so weird. Like, I'm not surprised that Josephine ended up being this horrible person because, like, anytime there's an opportunity to do something, like ask, hey, where are you really from? To a fucking snake. Like, he was probably bred. I think actually that comes up, right? Yeah, he was bred here. So, like, why would you, like, this is really the equivalent of asking like a second generation immigrant or even like a fifth generation immigrant. They just look ethnic or whatever. Like, no, but like, where are you really from? Like, from your mom's vagina is where I'm from. All right. Like, what the fuck? For real, Hermione, listen, I don't know if you were here, Dorito. I think Hagrid is also supposed to be POC. Like, I was talking about it because she says the same shit about both Hermione and Hagrid's hair. And, like, Hagrid's a felon. Like, they don't talk about this much. Yeah, Harry, too. But, like, I think all these people, and we're supposed to, like, not like that. Also, like, Hagrid says sir to Professor, what's his face? What's the headmaster? Dumbledore. To him all the time. And he's the only one. The other people don't do that, even though, like, the guy's the boss. So, like, and he's the gardener. Like, I don't know. My other video was better about it, and I'm not going to go into it. Honestly, though, for real, like, he really, yes, I'm saying, though. Like, I think we're really supposed to believe he's, like, the fucking POC gardener. Because, like, what else would a gardener be? Gardeners aren't white guys. They're people you hire who just, like, are recent immigrants or whatever. And, like, it's just... The only thing I have to say is I don't think Rowling would intentionally make her main character a person of color. But, like, I 100% buy Harry being a mixed person. Like his father was a person of color. And that's why... Right, like, why did they make Hagrid so dumb? Right, exactly. It's just to make all the white people look better. Like, there's no reason for Hagrid to be that dumb. Like, his life experience... Like, honestly, his life experience, he's a much smarter person than Rowling wrote. Like, there's no way he would have survived without... Honestly, like, okay, extreme pause moments, but it's worth it, right? Like, people who go to jail for felonies and stuff, don't get me wrong, like... A lot of people who do crimes are dumb, right? Like, I had a roommate once, back when I was homeless and I was living at the shelter, and, this girl took her personal cell phone that she paid for with her personal bank account. And, hello, the stream says it cut out. Hello. Pro streamer moments. What is happening? Hello. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna just keep talking because until this little spinny circle goes, I don't know if I'm live or not. So just in case I'm live, hi guys. My computer's fucking up. So I have no idea. I have no way. Let me see what this thing says. You can hear me? Okay. Then I'll just keep going. As far as the stream manager says, it says I'm muted and no one can see shit. So cool. Good. Let me look here because I feel like I missed a chat. Right, she wouldn't make him a POC, but he is. She doesn't get to decide. I feel that 100%. Like, so here's the thing. I believe that, like, she was trying to paint an unflattering depiction of Harry's father. Because, like, he doesn't have a job. Even though, like, we find out later he's independently wealthy and stuff. But, a message me on Discord if it cuts out. Thank you. I'd appreciate that, Ghost. Never let him know your next move. Anyway. Like, a lot of... oh my god, everything's going wrong at once. A lot of people who do crimes are stupid, right? Like, it happens. Not, you know, they're a subset of people, and some people are stupid. I had a roommate when I was homeless in the shelter who used her personal cell phone that she paid for with her personal bank account that she used to order a pizza and then robbed the pizza guy. So, like, of course, they immediately found out who did the robbery, right? Right, yeah, like, how could a man somehow got a fucking dragon, which I'm assuming is, like, rare, low-key, illegal, exotic animal and shit, not be rich? Listen, Hagrid won that dragon in a card game. He won it in a poker game. Poker is a game where you gotta keep a lot of different, like, numbers and shit in your head if you're gonna win. Hagrid is a smart motherfucker to be able to... I mean, to be fair, the guy wanted him to win it, and the implication is that he, like, threw the game. But, like... He plays poker regularly. Like, poker is a hard game to win at consistently. And he apparently does, right? Like, Hagrid is the Tiger King of Harry Potter, and we don't get that story. We just get bumbling, stupid gardener. But, like, no. But, like, going back to what I was saying, but a lot of criminals, in order to do crimes successfully, you can't be dumb. Like, that bitch that I just mentioned was arrested immediately. But I think we all know, at least, I mean, hold on. I think I'm saying more about myself than I'm trying to. But I think we all know somebody, right, who does crimes regularly and, like, gets away with it because they only do crimes when they're not going to get caught. and they like figure out ways to distance themselves from crimes. No, yeah, no, he does have so many exotic, dangerous aspects. That fucking book he assigns them when he's a teacher, also he was qualified to be a teacher, which, do you not need a teaching certificate in the wizard world? Probably not, right? It seems like they don't have any like licensing requirements. But but yeah, like I think we all know somebody who does illegal stuff all the time and has no consequences, because in order to get away with crimes, you have to be smart enough to not get caught. But like, all I'm saying is the one. Yeah, it does seem like there's really only, it's just whether or not Dumbledore likes you as a person. But like, so just even positioning people as like, oh, this person's a criminal, so that's why he's stupid. It takes intelligence to not get caught doing crimes. And like, Hagrid lives on the fringes of society due to having his wand taken away and stuff. The fact that the only felony he has is that one from when he was expelled from high school, which was the dumbest reason for him to get a felony, but whatever. He must be really fucking smart. He's able to get shit, illegal fucking shit like the dragon egg, just fucking playing poker game. He knows where to go to get the illegal shit in poker games. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not a dumb person, but Rowling really wants us to believe he's stupid. But he can't be stupid, because, like, he'd be back in jail if he was stupid. Right, but responsible is different from smart, you know what I'm saying? Resourceful and smart is different from responsible. Like, a lot of people are irresponsible, but that's a totally unrelated skill, you know? And honestly, he's irresponsible because who the fuck ever taught this man responsibility? Even Dumbledore doesn't teach him shit. Also, why would he be getting a felony from that? Right, the Weasley twins have so many more issues. Like, this was definitely I was going to say anti-black, but we don't know if he's black, but probably, right? Sentiment, though, like, the Weasley twins are, like, the fucking whitest kids in the school, and they're like, all right, well, they can fucking do criminal mischief with no consequences. Hagrid has a pet spider, and they're like, well, that's it. Jail for 1,000 years. Like, that's, honestly, that's these are the main reasons I'm like, no, Hagrid was definitely a person of color, right? He has to have been. Like, if not black. I think, honestly, I think what she was trying to tap into, and I'm really talking out of my ass here, so if somebody who knows better than me would like to come in and tell me I'm wrong, I'm for it. But, like, there's a large Caribbean population in and around London, in the UK. And Rowling, if to my understanding, lives in and around the UK. And, like, my understanding from people I know who live over there is that the Caribbean population gets a bad rap for being, like, extra criminal and stuff, you know, because they're black or whatever. And, like, his, like, speech pattern and stuff, they ended up making him in the movies, like, Scottish or whatever. Or not Scottish. What the fuck is that accent called? You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. He has, like, a poor white person accent. Like Northern England, whatever. I don't know what they call these things. But yeah, we're breaking your wand. They took his guns. It's a felony. Why would you lose your wand for one felony anyway? A bunch of other characters in this show go to jail and kept their wands. The fucking, in what book is it? Like the 4th or the 5th? Whatever. In the end, there's that guy, Bartimaeus Crouch. His wand wasn't snapped. He got a whole ass intact wand after he escaped from jail by swapping spaces with his mom. This whole book is dumb. This whole series is so stupid. Like, clearly Josephine has never had any interaction with, like, jail. She has no idea what she's talking about there, that they could have, like, fucking swapped his mom out for him. Just, how do they get her the fucking potions to look like him? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're gonna finish talking about this snake, because we're getting ahead of ourselves. All right. Snake from Brazil. Also, Josephine's racist. So Harry, she made up a whole jail, and that's not even how jail functions. I mean, I guess that's how she wants jail to function, but, where do you come from anyway, Harry asked, because he's just manifesting racism today. The snake jabbed its tail at a little sign next to the glass. Harry peered at it. He didn't read it. He just kind of squinted at it, you know? And it said, boa constrictor, Brazil. Right, anyway, ways. I don't know how you're pronouncing that. But anyway, was it nice there? Which, you know what, is a fair question if you're gonna be like that, but... The boa constrictor jabbed its tail at the sign again, and Harry read on. This specimen was bred in the zoo. Oh, I see. So you've never been to Brazil. Way to rub it in, asshole. As the snake shook its head, a deafening shout behind Harry made both of them jump. Dudley, Mr. Dursley, come look at this snake. You won't believe what it's doing. Because the snake is doing some weird shit right now. Snakes don't do that shit. Like, Josephine wants us to believe that every snake everywhere secretly is a person. But, like, they're not going to tell you they're a person. Like, honestly, I feel like this is her, like, opinions about people genuinely. Like, every person is a snake and every snake is a person. Like, she doesn't understand what people are. Right, yeah, people shout at the zoo constantly. Like, I don't know. Hashtag snake rights. But anyway, and hashtag people are snakes. But, like... making me when I'm a snake. We're making different statements than I'm trying to make here, but you know what? Valid. Hashtag Pride Month. But anyway, you guys are allowed at the Pride Parade. Be your snake selves. Yeah, it's a good emote. I like it. Anyway, Dudley came waddling toward them as fast as he could because it's been like 3 or 4 paragraphs. So in case you forgot, Dudley's fat. He's fat. I don't know if you noticed. He is, though. You should hate him for this because fat people are gross. So Josephine is saying it, not me. I'm fat as fuck. So I obviously, yeah, the S is for snake. It's true. There's the lesbians, the gays, the bisexuals, the trans, and the snakes, which is all of them. We're all snakes. Whether it's the S is redundant, really. I mean, honestly, actually, this is slightly more of a profound statement than I think any of us was trying to be. But, like, I actually think that's sort of the opinion that Josephine has, right? Like, that every queer person... Well, no, she's okay with lesbians and gays, right? Right? I think she's okay with that because you've picked your side or whatever. But the bis and the transes, total snakes. I haven't seen the Marine Slay post. Please post it in the Discord, Dorito, because I don't know what you're talking. Oh, no, the one with the helmet and the gay bullets. Yes, you're right. Yes. No, I know what you're talking about. She's obsessed, right? She's obsessed with making people she doesn't like fat. And like earlier, it was discussed how small and skinny Harry was. That's how you know to like him, because he's not fat. Only small, skinny people are good. Anyway, so this absolute whale waddles over. Out of the way, you, he said, punching Harry in the ribs. Because, like... You know, he just has to be needlessly mean. That's what fat people are. All that fat in our bodies, it makes us so cranky. We're literally a skinny person trapped in a fat suit, and it makes us so mad. We're so angry. That's why we punch skinny people. It's true. Caught by surprise, Harry fell hard on the concrete floor. Again, I'm sorry. I know Josephine has claimed to be a victim of domestic violence. Also, as a survivor of domestic violence, I'm never caught off guard by domestic violence that's barreling towards me quickly while yelling. I would have anticipated that punch. How did Harry not anticipate that punch? How does she not even write her own experience as well? Why do we think she's a good author? Anyway, Harry fell hard on the concrete floor. What came next happened so fast, no one saw how it happened. 1 second, Piers and Dudley were leaning right up close to the glass, and the next, they had leapt back with howls of horror. Right, why would I be caught off guard? Like, you know this person's dangerous. Why would you be like, he won't punch me? Oh no, he punched me! He literally said he breaks his glasses because he punches him in the face all the time. Right, like, you would anticipate being hit constantly. Like, listen, the three, like, this right now, the 3 people in, 2 people in chat and me on the mic, all 3 of us know, I think, better than anyone else, maybe not in the world, you know what I mean? But we can all relate very much to being in a household where violence could happen at any moment. You're never chill in that situation. You're never like, yeah, this is, I mean, you sleep half awake, right? Am I wrong? Or did we sleep like half awake? We're always ready, because you never know what could fucking happen. You're just stressed constantly. And then here's Harry just, you know, chilling at the zoo, having a nice little chat with a snake, you know, losing his situational awareness. Right, they've never been nice to him. They were literally mean to him 3 sentences ago. And like now he's surprised that Dudley would punch him. Like, I don't mean to like hashtag not believe all women, but like, Josephine, I thought you said you've been in this situation. You don't know how a person in that situation would feel? Just saying. I don't know. She's not a good author at a minimum. That's all I'm saying. Harry sat up and gasped. The glass in front of the boa constrictor's tank had vanished. The great snake was uncoiling itself rapidly, slithering out onto the floor. People throughout the reptile house screamed and started running for the exits. Right, it's canon that Dudley just fucking punches him all the time. So why was Harry like, oh god, a punch from the puncher? Like, honestly, it would be like, she's not good at translating anything. Like real life experiences or things we should be imagining. How did the glass disappear? I don't know, guys. It was so fast. Just imagine it. Imagine what? She described Hagrid earlier as being 5 times wide as he is tall. And like Sage told me that sounds like a barn door. She described a barn door, not a person. Like she can't describe for shit. How did people be like, wow, she's a real wordsmith? Anyway, as the snake slid swiftly past him, Harry could have sworn a low hissing voice said, Brazil, here I come. Thanks, amigo. Like, first of all, why does the snake speak Spanish? Oh no, the dude that punches me all the time just punched me. Yeah, exactly, Dorito. But like, first of all, this snake, right, she just made up words and they said, wow, a genius. The snake has very high hopes. Like, first of all, he's gonna die the first night out, right? He's not making it to Brazil. How's a 20-foot snake making it to Brazil? He can't, right, he's gonna jump on a plane. Like, that snake's big enough. He's gotta buy a ticket. He's gotta go to the thing and check in. Like, he's not sneaking anywhere. He can crush a car. He's not sneaking anywhere, you know? But second of all, like, shouldn't he be speaking Portuguese? Hold on. Friend in Portuguese. You know, I've known some Portuguese people. Maybe amigo is the official word for it, but I don't remember it being. No, okay, apparently it is. I've heard more like compañero as friend, but I guess that's slang. Yeah, I'm scrolling down. It does say that's slang. Okay, my bad. So maybe amigo is a Portuguese word, and Rowling did Google one single thing. But anyway, me, if I noticed I could do, if I had accidental magic, why don't I try to recreate this? Right, like they already described like 7 other things. Right, he's gonna be hunted down. There's nowhere for this fucking snake to hide. But also whether or not, right, he was bred in the UK though, so I guess maybe if all the other snakes still spoke Portuguese, but also why would they even be speaking Portuguese if they're from the Brazilian jungle? At best, wouldn't they be speaking one of the, like, I think there's like 100 native Brazilian languages. Portuguese is a colonial language. Why would a native snake speak a colonial language? Like the native people, sure, because they were, you know, subjugated. They never subjugated the snakes. Why did the snakes speak Portuguese? But either way, he was bred in the UK, so wouldn't he speak English from hearing that all around all the time? Not that the UK doesn't have other languages too, there's other people speaking it. Right, because Rowling is racist, and she just assumes that the colonist has the right language. And it's just weird to see it come through in these moments, because if you don't think about it, you're like, yeah, they speak Spanish or whatever in Brazil, right? Moving on. But if you think about it, right, she didn't think about this very much whatsoever. So, like, he should be speaking some native language, assuming he kept his native homeland language. But how long has his snake people been in the UK? You know what I mean? How many generations do they still? Anyway, I'm spending too long thinking about a snake, but this is how long Rowling should have thought of it, because she wrote the fucking book. I shouldn't have to think about it. She should have already thought of it and made a decision that didn't make me have to think about it. The keeper of the reptile house was in shock, because I guess he just happened to be standing there. But the glass, he kept saying. Where did the glass go? That's what we all want to know. I mean, it sounds like the who was the department that made Muggles forget stuff? They were busy today. They must have had a whole department just for Harry, since nobody ever taught him about the as Dorito was saying earlier, like, he should have had somebody in his life being like, does weird stuff ever happen? Honestly, they could have just had Mrs. Fig be a weird new agey person and had her be like, does weird stuff ever happen around you, Harry? Have the energy from these crystals help you harness your because, like, the thing is, even in the 90s and 80s, like, people saying they could do magic wasn't even weird. People like the new pagan, neo-pagan, like Wiccan stuff started in like the 40s or 50s, something like that, maybe the 60s, but like in the 20th century. So by the 80s, if he had a weird neighbor who's like, oh yeah, I could do magic and I can teach you how to do magic too, she'd seem weird, but it wouldn't be like, oh, is there a secret society in Britain? They would just be like, oh god, she's into crystals, isn't she? Someone could have helped him. Right, it's a kid's book, but you expect the author to do some research. Right, like, or her editor, like, I don't know, her editor. Imagine if her editor did have to do some editing here. But, like, yeah, like, someone should have took Harry aside and been like, use these crystals. Like, honestly, even before Harry Potter, like, okay, I guess it's time for me to say some stuff. Like, I'm kind of like, I'm not Wiccan, but I like that not new age stuff, because magic is fake. I'm sorry, I wish magic was real, but like I like the aesthetic, you know what I mean? So I've read a lot of like books and stuff. Like, even before Harry Potter came out, people were like, if you find a specific type of stick in the wood and like charge it in the moon for like 30 days or whatever, you too can have a magic wand. So, like, for fuck's sake, somebody could have had magic wands like all around. Thank you, Ghost. Yeah, it's a vibe, right? But like, yeah, like, somebody could have had a magic wand in his life and been like, I use it for magic control power things. And then, like, obviously they can't do like magic in front of him, but they could have taught him some kind of way to like not be accidentally flying up onto chimneys or like erasing glass in zoos. But they didn't, because, I mean, Dumbledore makes the dumbest choices. It's all his fault. I mean, okay, Dorito, so like, let's pause the stream again, because this is a cool discussion. Yeah, a lot of popular shit is fake. I mean, honestly, like, it depends on what you consider magic, right? Because, like, Dumbledore literally is the stupidest man, real Ghost. But, like, Dorito, right, so, like, obviously, like, Harry Potter magic isn't real. I can't wave a stick at a door and say, Aloha Mora, and, like, now the door is not locked anymore. Like, that bitch is still locked. But there's definitely, like, other stuff that you can do that, like, I'm struggling to find words to explain things that don't sound like I'm an idiot. So, like, okay, so, like, here's an example. Like, before we understood how chemistry worked, we had alchemy, right? And we didn't know why this stuff worked, but we knew if we did a whole bunch of different things, eventually we could make some stuff turn into other stuff, and it was magic. But, like, then we understood how it worked, and it was chemistry. You know what I'm saying? And a part of the reason why we have different words for that is because of the Catholic Church outlawing witchcraft. I think if we didn't have the Catholic Church, we'd still be calling that shit alchemy and stuff. You know, or like, I think the study of astrology has less to do with the actual positions of the stars in the sky and more like it has to do with people born in similar time periods, like in the year, you know, have similar traits because you grow up having the same experiences. And okay, see you when you get back, Ghost. You know, you grow up having the same experiences. Like, you know, people who are born in the summer have different formative experiences than people born in the winter, for example. And so astrology makes sense in a way that certain character traits would be clustered around people born at certain times, you know. I think it has less to do with cool twinkly lights in the sky and more to do with stuff in alchemy is a better name, I agree. But like, you know, there's a lot of things that I think that we sort of look at as like sort of fringe stupid things now that are just not understood the way alchemy wasn't understood then. But that doesn't mean I can say a magic spell and like someone, I don't know, gets a heart attack or something. You know, I can't send lightning through my fingers. Like, I can't do any of the cool magic. Cool magic is unfortunately imaginary, and I'm so mad about it. I would love to do cool magic. That would be amazing. But, like, there's still things you can do that are on the fringes of scientific understanding that are, like, magic right now because we don't know why it works. But, like, honestly, like, the technology fake cool magic is so fake, but so cool. I'm jealous of reality not being what I wanted. But, like, the technology we're using right now to speak with each other, Dorito, like, we've tricked a bunch of rocks into sending pictures and messages across space and time so that I can speak to someone who you're not in the room with me. You're thousands of miles away, hundreds at a minimum, but I think like up to 1,000, like 1,500. I don't know. You're very far from me, Dorito. I don't remember exactly how far, but it's quite far. There's no reason that you shouldn't be able to hear my voice. I shouldn't be able to see the written description of words you're writing to me. But I can. You're hearing me. I'm seeing your text. It's not magic because we understand how it happened, but the fundamentals of how we tricked some glassy sand into transmitting stuff for us through time and space. And like we tricked lightning into lighting our homes for us at will. That's fucking awesome. And it's not magic because we understand it. And so that means we call it science. But I mean, ask a person from 1750 if I'm a witch, and the answer is yes. Like, if you just bring someone from the 1750s to look at me, I'm a fucking witch. For just the shit I do daily. Like, my hair is the wrong color. You know, I dress in a way that would absolutely scandalize a 1750s person. That's enough to get me on a witch trial, right? I'm too educated. I'm too gay. You know what I mean? Like, whether or not something is magic is really, really culturally bound. And I don't really remember why I went on this thing anymore. Let me scroll up in the chat so I can bring it back to something actually relevant. Yeah. Dorito is like, you know, you've seen magic. And, like, absolutely, I believe you. I don't know what magic you claim to have seen, but yeah, you probably have. You know? Right. No. Okay. Yeah. So you did a ritual to make a bitch sick every time she talks shit, and damn, does it still work like a charm. So, okay, one time, I've only done this once, but there was somebody at work that I didn't like. I don't remember the specific of what she did anymore, but like, I was upset with her, right before the Christmas break. This was while I was still working at a school. And I don't remember exactly what it was that she did, but I was like, man, I hope this bitch gets diarrhea over Christmas break. Like, I hope she just has a bad fucking break. And when she came back, she did. She was talking about this horrible, like, you know, gastro problem she had while we were out. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, that could have been a coincidence, but I'm just saying, like, I really feel like I gave that bitch diarrhea. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Hold on. I tried to subtly move the table slightly and threw the microphone off the table, so that's cool. But no, like, for real, like, I think, I don't know. I feel like there's no reason that we should be able to make people sick because because we just want them to be. Because there's, you know, we know what makes people sick. It's bacteria, it's viruses, it's hormones inside of your body wiling out on you. So, like, how can I be upset with somebody and give them diarrhea? You know what I'm saying? That's not how diarrhea happens. But at the same time, I'm not the first person to have that experience, you know? So it's a thing that cannot currently be explained.
and that's what makes it magic. Maybe in 100, 200 years, there'll be some unified theory of how being mad at a bitch makes them get sick. You know, whether it's diarrhea or coughing or whatever. But, you know, maybe it's real. I don't know. I'm at a point where, like, I understand that, like, that kind of voodoo type shit doesn't seem plausible, but people have that experience. And I mean, conversely, right? Like, you know, there's been times I've been mad at somebody and I wished something bad would happen to them and then nothing fucking happened. So, like, it could just be that, you know, I'm remembering the times where it did work and ascribing shit. You have a cousin that's like a whole foot into the shit, like soul to soul type shit. I could never. Like, look, I'm atheist. I don't believe in an afterlife, but, like, just in case, no thank you. I'm not gonna do that. Cause I grew up Mormon. Okay, let's just put that out there. As a child, I was Mormon, and they're fucking weird. So, like, they also believe in, like, demons and shit, right? She legitimately sold her soul to the devil. Look, I think the devil's probably an okay person. I don't think the devil is the Christian devil. Like, if there's a different devil, maybe. But the devil is presented in Christian theology, I don't think is actually a bad person. If anything, God seems like a big bitch, and I do not want any part of that. But ultimately, I think they're just literary devices to help us understand our existence on this planet. But just in case, I'm not selling anything. She told me she won't reincarnate in the next life. Oh my God. It's wild and sad because from what you know, you've been a family in a few lifetimes. That's another thing. Like, I don't believe in rebirth, but I also don't think you're wrong to believe in rebirth. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I don't think there's any reason it couldn't work. Yeah, right. Like, I think, honestly, I think a lot of what we ascribe evil characteristics to is not necessarily the case, right? Like, in a lot of ways, like if you described a surgeon as someone who's never heard of surgery before, it sounds pretty bad, right? You knock a person out, and then you take a knife and you cut into a person's body and you remove parts of their body and then you sew it up and leave them in another room to wake up. That sounds fucking horrible. That sounds disastrous. But, like, we have people do that all the time. It's therapeutic, you know what I mean? And so I think in a lot of ways, like, things that we've ascribed a demonic characteristic to throughout history, you know, I think a lot of it we're gonna find is really, honestly, like, not that bad, right? Because God does not really seem like the good character in all of this. Like, dying and having to worship God forever and losing any sense of individuality after having, you know, at this point 30 some years of individuality sounds like fucking torture. That sounds like hell to me, especially if I know my friends and family are getting tortured in hell while I'm not getting tortured in hell. Like, that's some fucking Saw shit. That does not sound like a good time. So, you know, ultimately, I think a lot of this is just academic anyway, because I think when you die, you don't go anywhere. I mean, if I'm wrong, I guess I'll find out later. But, no, because it's my argument that the reason why a lot of these Christians are salty that Christianity is dying is because they refuse to adapt to times. I 100% agree. I think a lot of it has less to do with Christianity having any innate sense of morality to it, and more they're just mad they don't have the supremacy they used to have. You know, it really, honestly, they say stuff like, oh, how can you be moral without God or whatever, but, like, the world keeps turning, baby. People keep living their life. So I guess you can, you know? Like, the thing I like to say about this a lot when people are like, well, how can you be moral without God? Like, I'm currently doing all of the murders and rapes and stuff that I want to do. the amount I want to do is 0. I don't have a drive to do those things. I didn't need someone to tell me to stop because I don't want to do it. You know? So, yeah, I feel like a lot of it just comes from they know, but I want to be the I want to be the top dog in this situation is a shitty reason to tell people they have to join your club, honestly, is what it is. Join my club because I want to feel like I'm the bestest boy is a really weak argument. So they've got to be like, no, without this club, everyone would be doing murder and stuff. You should join to stop murder is a much, more appealing argument. Hold on, let's see. Like, obviously, no one's going to go follow a church that chooses to oppress them and, like, purposely antagonizes a lot of group. Like, maybe change with the times, and then a handful of denominations that are, like, more accepting will survive. But yeah, the religion is slowly dying. So that the issue is, the reason that this is dying out is that they had a position of supremacy. They, in a non-globalized society, a church is able to get a good stronghold over the people by hoarding resources, but they don't have that anymore, and so the problem is the only people that still like Christianity, or really honestly, the 3 big Abrahamic religions, Judaism less, but it's sort of an Abrahamic problem, is that a lot of it is based on, it's a tribal religion that's based on, this is a way more academic discussion than I thought I was going to get into. But yeah, they're basically it's a local religion that's spread globally and shouldn't have, because it's based on like a specific. Okay, so Christianity in particular is a combination of 3 different local gods from the, a Fertile Crescent area, that they combined into one omnipresent God, omnipotent. I mean, he's gained in powers every century. Like, they just keep ascribing new shit to this guy. But like it was all based on the supremacy of the tribe. It's basically like it's a fascistic religion, and I don't like to dip my toes into this too much because I have the slimmest of understandings about this. So I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and then I'm backing the fuck off because I'm not gonna go on one of these rants. But like what I have heard from other like people who have practiced Islam and who have since left the church is that the thing that helped them leave the church is that they realized Islam was Christianity that was translated to Arabic and like was kind of a way to like explain, like the Quran is different parts of the Bible like rewritten for an Arabic audience, and then as things do, it gained different traditions along the way, and now it's its own thing. And so that's as far as I'm going to go on like the history of Islam, because I'm just saying stuff that has been told to me. If it was wrong, that's what I was told though. But yeah, that's sort of the problem with that too, is that it's really both of them are based on the and Judaism too, but Judaism is on the way down. Judaism, like most people who practice Judaism understand how to stay in their own lane, and props to them for that, because Christians absolutely do not know how to stay in their own lane. Like Jewish people, I have Jewish family, and they're very much like, yeah, this is for us, for Jewish people. That's what it's about. Like, they remember that it's a tribal thing, and they're fine with that. And I think Christians need to accept that too. Just like, look, this is for us. It's not for everybody. God said, you, the chosen people, do this. And like, I'm a fucking witch. God said I'm not one of his. Like, Yeah, basically, yeah, man's just getting more and more OP, and then they divide him into 3. Right, exactly. Like, they combined him into one and then separated him back again, because honestly, having all 3 of those people in one person is fucking weird. So they made him the Holy Ghost himself and then his son, which doesn't make sense. Oh, also, do you call him Holy Ghost or Holy Spirit? That's a Mormon thing. They call him the Holy Ghost. I think that's not common in the rest of Christianity, right? I haven't been to Mass or whatever in a long time. I used to go to Lutheran Mass with my grandma when I was living with her, but anyway, is it called Mass if you're Lutheran? God, it's been so long. The last time I went to church, I was like in high school. But anyway, yeah. sorry, I just totally derailed myself thinking about like what is church even called? Both Holy Ghost and Holy Spirit. Okay, yeah. So then I don't sound like an idiot then. Thank you. But yeah, they divided him into these three people because, like, I mean, honestly, like, he doesn't work as a character with all three combined, so they had to make him into three people. I feel like the Holy Ghost gets way less screen time though. He really got derailed, huh? He got the short end of the stick on screen time. He almost never shows up to things. Non-denominational churches like to use Holy Spirit. Presbyterian churches do like Holy Ghost. That makes sense because Joseph Smith was heavily inspired by the Presbyterian church and also Jewish mysticism. So I guess that's why he picked Holy Ghost. That makes sense. But yeah, you know, they split them up. And the thing is, like, Christians now have had like global supremacy for long enough that they do not remember when they were just another religion among many in Europe, you know? Like the Catholic Church did a great job of becoming a colonial power. And I don't mean that like in the sense that I approve of it, just they were winners at a horrible thing. And so I think a lot of Christians honestly do not remember that like the primary religion for most of human history was weird local traditions where it's like, you know, local guy drowned in this spring, and so we give the spring gifts every year so it doesn't drown anybody else, you know? Like that was the predominant, that and like doing right, they were smart at being bad. Like, you know, and a lot of a lot of ancient religion was really just early attempts at science. Like, we found when we did this or that ritual that it helped. Like, Jewish people learned that their society lasted longer when people bathed regularly, so it became a religious rite, right? By rite, I mean like ritual. You know, you had to bathe regularly. And Islamic people have a similar ritual where you gotta like bathe. And like, you know, they also have this tradition. I don't know if you are familiar with the Islamic traditions of entering the bathroom. I'm not going to go into it too much because I don't want to come off like bigoted. But I've had a lot of Islamic students over the years, and like I have personally had to like assist them in the bathroom. So I know the rules of like, you know, you enter with your left hand and you do this and you do that and you only touch this and you only touch that, etc. And like a lot of it to a modern mind, like it looks silly, you know, because they're saying this is to help keep out. They believe that there's evil spirits specifically in the bathroom waiting to you know, possess your body or whatever. But like in a lot of ways, like, to be honest, like it's not a bad it doesn't make sense because it's not right about the causes. But we similarly have rituals that you follow every time, right? You know, like you go in a bathroom, you close the door so that stuff doesn't get out, and you wash your hands in a specific way because that's the way that washing your hands works. You don't like dip your hands in the sink and then just kind of splatter the water all over the walls. Like, there's a specific way to wash your hands that's effective, you know? And so these early ritual attempts were attempts to like unlock the secrets of the universe for longevity. Like, they didn't have germ theory. They didn't have the benefits of knowing why things worked. They just noticed, you know, the people who follow this bathroom ritual tend to, you know, die of dysentery less. So we should probably do that. What's in there that's hurting people? I don't know, maybe bad, evil ghosts. You know, like, if you don't know. So, like, you know, while I do believe that a lot of religious beliefs are really stupid and worth mocking, I don't think religious adherents are something that should be made fun of, because most people's use of religion is really just an attempt to understand what the fuck we're doing on this planet. So, you know, I just want to be very clear that when I'm like, you know, this or that ritual is stupid or incorrect, I don't mean people who do it are stupid or incorrect. I just mean, you know, we've moved to a point where we understand that doesn't work how we thought it did. But in the same way, like, Christians got into a position where they believe a lot of stuff that's stupid right now. Like, we understand enough about the world to understand that Christianity's dumb. So, like, but we don't, especially in this country, in America, like, we don't educate people. People don't know things. So I get it, you know? I don't know why I'm still talking about this. I feel like I was trying to work my way around to the point, but ADD said, just keep going, hun. Just say words. Pastor hours on twitch.tv. Come on down to twitch.tv/the Winter Crow if you want to hear me preach about anti-religion. It's like the opposite of one of those big tent revivals. I'm scrolling through the chat because I honestly don't remember how I got here. I just realized I've been talking about this for a long time. A long fucking time. We were talking about Brazilian snakes like half an hour ago. You were a pastor's kid, which you sparked a lot of Yeah, honestly, the thing is, the deeper you get into religion, the more skeptical you are of religious claims, because you have to, like, okay, so here's something that really